It's time for the hotly anticipated 6th event of the Genshin games, the writing competition. Our competitors were tasked to write a story that met the following criteria. Must contain at least 2 Genshin characters, 1 product placement, not sponsored, 1 outside character, and 1,000 words, maximum. So, let's hop into it. Ulrich's fanfiction.
It was the late hours of the night in Mondstadt. 2 people could be found sitting next to each other in the Cat's Tail bar. It was none other than Lumen and Aloy, the dynamic duo as they're known.
Aloy.
Oi, pass me the fucking whiskey, Aloy's pat. Lumen, practically ignoring Aloy, responds, Aloy, do you think we should take our roles as descenders more seriously and not spend our time doing whatever we want? Who fucking cares, not like we have any goals laid out, FOS, retorted Aloy. You're acting rather unusual, Aloy, said Lumen. In response, Aloy said, and what do you know about Miha? This was true. Lumen knew nothing about Aloy and could not refute that this was in fact how Aloy always acts. Likely no one here could attempt to refute this.
True.
Realizing they backed themselves into a corner, Lumen came up with a clever solution to escape the conversion. I gotta piss, Lumen said, immediately standing up. Trying to hurriedly escape the situation, Lumen hastily tries to leave, but in doing so finds herself tripping over someone. Dazed, Lumen apologizes and turns around from where she fell. She sees that the man she tripped over is of a darker complexion. He is very fit but not exactly muscular, and he seems to be wearing some sort of strange clothing not from this land. Looking closer, it seems that the clothing they are wearing is something called Gucci trademark. Lumen had no idea what was going on. Could this be another descender? Suddenly they start talking. There is no such thing as a coincidence. Tell me this, do you believe in gravity between individuals? You ended up tripping over me of all people, but did you know it was for a reason? You shouldn't be wasting your energy drinking at the bar. No, you should be using your energy on something much wiser.
Who is this?
Lumen, somewhat frightened by the speech, puts one of her hands on her sword ready to draw at any moment. Who are you? She asks. I am Father Pucci, and I have come to this land in order to achieve heaven, for myself and my dear friend.
What?
Lumen wasn't sure if they should trust him. They seemed strange, but not exactly evil. Before Lumen could say anything, Aloy comes up behind him yelling profanities. Oi, who do you think you fucking are? Talking to my bestie like that? I'll have you know I graduated at the top of my class in the Navy SEALs and I have over 300 confirmed kills. Suddenly Aloy disappears, as if she was vaporized, or maybe just teleported. It is unclear.
Vaporized.
What just happened? Where did Aloy go? Pucci responds, she was an obstacle in the way of heaven and obstacles need to be removed. Lumen couldn't believe it. Did you kill her? Pucci doesn't respond. Lumen thought they would be more upset, honestly. It doesn't help that the man in front of her is very handsome. Smiley face. Lumen hesitantly asks, and what do you want from me exactly? I want you to join me in my goal of attaining heaven. Together nothing will be able to stand in our way, not even those meddlesome Joe's tars.
Wow.
Before Lumen could respond, they heard a loud sound in the corner of the Cat's Tail. It was just Vaporian playing Malding Dialogue in a game of Genius Invocation TCG. It seems that despite losing most of the time, Diluc was able to play Exodia and beat Vaporian for once.
Okay, and there's an image that is supposed to go here for the author.
No.
So let me pull that up.
Fantastic work,
No.
Ori.
No.
That's cheating. To be continued.
And then we have
Oh wait, there's more to the story.
Yeah, we have the final.
Lumen, after coming back to the situation after that distraction, knew there was only one way to resolve this conflict. Pucci, I challenge you to a duel. If you win, I'll join you, but if I win, you have to agree to leave me alone.
Wow.
Pucci, standing there menacingly, considers for a moment as if it's worth his time. Fine, I will indulge you and accept your duel. I do not intend to lose. With the challenge accepted, Lumen steels herself for the coming battle as she knows it will be tough. She still has the starter deck, loudly crying face.
Wow.
It was the 3rd Friday of the month. The 3rd Friday in a row in which Kakamai had tried and failed to get her most trusted general to take some much-needed time off. Her patience running out, she decided she had to take matters into her own hands. Which is how she ended up driving her and Goro in her 1963 Volkswagen Beetle to the parking lot they were currently in. Your Excellency, why are we here? Clapping her hands together in excitement, Kakamai turned to face her loyal general. Why, it's spa day, of course. Getting out of the vehicle. It disappeared from existence because cars don't exist in Tibet. So if it's spa day, why are we at Pet Supplies Plus? Goro questioned. Kakamai just looked back at him like that was the most ridiculous question in the world. It's spa day. As they walked into the store, they were greeted by the lead cashier, Singling. Hi. Welcome to Chile. Oh wait, sorry, I just came off of my shift at Chili's. She apologized while switching off her standard issue Chili's hat. Hi, welcome to Pet Supplies Pet. Hello, Kakamai greets in return with a smile. We have a 1:45 appointment for Goro.
Oh, no.
In the SpongeBob SquarePants intermission voice, 5 minutes later. With Goro now with the groomers, Kakamai went to look for some rations for her top war general. Towards the front of the store was a transparent plastic display case showing off various baked dog treats of different sizes and designs. After scanning all the options, Kakamai reached forward to grab the donut-shaped biscuit that had a lovely blue glaze and green sprinkles on top, but ended up bumping hands with someone reaching for the same treat.
Gasp.
Gasp. Oh, I am so sorry. Kakamai started to apologize before she saw who it was. The almighty Shogun? Kakamai narrowed her eyes in distrust.
Oh.
This was the enemy after all. The cold, heartless person who had destroyed countless lives as she ripped their visions away.
I guess.
It is no problem, the Shogun brushed it off, with a flippant wave of her hand. But actually, do you happen to know which of these confections is regarded by most customers as satisfactory?
So perfect, right?
I'm picking something up for my girlfriend.
Oh,
Using her quick wit and strategic mind, Kakamai quickly points with a smile to the treat that Goro got indigestion from last time. This one is an excellent choice. The Shogun hums as she eyes the treat. I'm not sure. It looks kind of plain. Mom, just hurry up and pick a damn treat already. You said we could stop at Taco Bell after this, a young middle school looking boy with a huge hat says as he walks up behind the two of them. He was enraptured watching a TikTok on his phone that had half the screen showing Subway Surfers gameplay and the other half a Family Guy episode. Alright, the Shogun says with a sigh. We'll go with this one. She then proceeds to bag the treat and walk right out of the store. Excuse me, ma'am, you have to. Zingling's voice trails off as she realizes the Shogun did not hear a word she said. Damn. This is the third time this week. Well, that's none of my business, Kakamai thought to herself as she returned to shopping. Bagging the donut treat and heading back down the aisles to peruse a little longer. Passing by a little cat girl and fully grown catman as they browsed the litter section. A green-haired cat / fawn / dog / fox. Anyways, I got distracted and tried to find out what animal Sucrose is in her character story 2 implies she wants to steal Diona's bones to test their ancestry. Anyways, moving on. The Arataka gang was also in the store for whatever reason looking at the ferrets they had for sale. She could have sworn she heard one of them say they were going to train it to collect lost change. Truly all their money problems would be over. Shaking her head, she grabbed a tick repellent canister from the shelf, which she put into her shopping basket. This could come in handy for not only Goro but the rest of the army as well. Checking the time, she made her way back towards the front. Goro, having just finished up his appointment, met back up with Kakamai at the register. See? Was that so bad? Kakamai teased. Your tale has never looked better. Well, I'll admit it wasn't bad. Kakamai hummed, pleased with herself as she moved up to place her items on the counter to be scanned next. Oh shit, Xiangling exclaimed. I forgot we had to include one outside character. Manager. We only got 100 words left. Do something. Kiwama sat up in alarm, and rushed to get down from his lifeguard seat overlooking the whole store. His little legs carrying him to the back room. Just then the automatic doors to the store slid open and in walked the 2012 sensation One Direction with all 5 members. /N. Genuinely don't know anything about 1D and I'm not going to fact check cause it's 4 AM and I'm tired. Oi, blimey, we got lost on the way over here, but we are here to pick up some lad named Goro, Harry Styles said in a convincing British accent. Wait, what?
No!
Goro exclaimed in confusion, turning to Kakamai who had a guilty look on her face. Sorry, General, but those Shenyang J-15 flying shark fighter jets won't pay for themselves, Kakamai admitted. You sold me to One Direction to buy fighter jets. But the war is over. Is the war ever really over, Goro? Is it? There was a few moments of deep silence while everyone in the store contemplated these deep words, until Zane, the hot one, questioned. Hello, why that little bear fellow got a Glock?
Globa have a Glock?
Globa with the strap. Whoa!
Really only 1,000 words, Dave?
That's 1,000 words. You got stuff done in that.
I question why Goro got groomed.
What? So he looks good for One Direction.
Yeah, how else are you gonna buy fighter jets?
It is.
Tainari, Sino, Al-Hatham, and Keba all sat around the table they had secured at the bar. Genius Invocation TCG trademark cards and dice were scattered across the table in front of them along with their wine glasses, some more empty than others, and the 3 bottles of wine they had ordered for the table. I think we've all had enough time to warm up in our 1vs1 games. You guys ready to play multiplayer extreme sicko mode? Kava asked, looking between the 3 others. Did I overhear someone say multiplayer extreme sicko mode? The 4 guys turned to look at the person who had walked up to their table, a Genius Invocation TCG trademark deck in his hand. Oiko Toru, Al-Haytham said, professional volleyball player for the distant land of Brazil. What brings you all the way to Sumeru? So my reputation really does reach this far, Oikawa said. Tainari, Sino, and Kava however had never seen nor heard of this man. To answer your question, I am in Sumeru to play volleyball, and if you'll give me the opportunity, some Genius Invocation TCG trademark multiplayer extreme sicko mode. Please join us, Al-Haytham offers before anyone else can give their opinion. Oikawa sat himself down, and laid out his 3 character cards. The 4 Sumerians introduced themselves briefly. The game begun. Genius Invocation TCG trademark multiplayer extreme sicko mode uses the same cards and dice but has special rules to account for the increased number of players where while still being turn-based, anyone can attack anyone and the last player standing wins. Let's all target Al-Haytham, Keva shouted before anyone took their first turn. Sino smirked, fine by me. I won't commit to that, but I will not ignore him if he attacks me, Tainari offered. Quite popular, aren't you Al-Haytham? Oikawa said. Do as you all please. Proclaiming your strategy aids me in calculating a perfect counter-strategy, Al-Haytham responded. The first round passed. Sino, Al-Haytham, and Oikawa play lots of action cards but don't do much attacking. Tainari does damage to both Kava and Sino, and Kava spent his full turn attacking Al-Haytham. By round 3 Kava and Al-Haytham were both down to 1 character card. Al-Haytham's remaining Yoimiya card only had 1 HP. For my turn, Al-Haytham said, I play you will lose your next 50/50ths. This card revives all of my fallen character cards and restores full HP using the power of C6 Kikai, and heals all my character cards that have 1 HP to full health. What the fuck, Kava said. I will counter your Kikai card with my Bezos Snake card, Sino said as he slammed his card to the table. This card allows me to counter any Kikai card using its special ability. Kikai gets no cocoa goat milk if she does whatever she's about to do. I will counter your counter card using my Zhongli's indestructible contract card, Al-Haytham smirked, placing the card next to his Kikai card. This card prevents the contract from being broken as stated on the first card played, thus preventing any counters. Sino chuckled. I will play, but before he laid his card on the table, Al-Haytham puts something else on the table next to his Kikai card.
No way.
Oh, that's where my pistol was. I couldn't find it in my bag earlier. I'll just leave it here for safekeeping, Al-Haytham said. Before Sino placed his card down, he grabbed something from beneath the table. I also misplaced my rocket launcher earlier, let me leave that here. Sino dropped it into the middle of the table. And now I will play my Madam Ping card which has the granny will beat your ass even if you are 6,000 years old special ability.
I love it.
In the midst of all their counter cards, Al-Haytham played a Raiden Shogun card that randomly strikes lightning at another player and after a dice roll, defeats Keva's remaining character card. Keva grabbed a half bottle of wine off the table and finished it off in one go. Just as Sino was about to play his 22nd counter card, Oikawa spoke up. I will play my first edition Shadowless holographic Charizard card. Oikawa casually put the card on the table, on top of the pile of cards Al-Haytham and Sino created in their war. This card allows me to set all opposing player cards on fire. Oikawa took out a can of gasoline and doused the whole table, and threw a match. The entire bar burned down. There were no casualties. Tainari is declared winner of the Genius Invocation TCG trademark multiplayer extreme sicko mode game. The end.
Wow. You could have taken that directly from a Yu-Gi-Oh! Script. I'd be like, yeah.
Wait, I have a question.
I think that's less complicated than Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually.
Alright, what's your question?
Did the rocket launcher explode from the gasoline?
Yes.
How were there
Okay.
no casualties?
Well, the only
Everyone's
casualties
really tough.
were children.
Oh.
Oh, just the
So
children.
they don't count.
Everyone else got out.
Why is it never like that first?
There was only one Walmart in Inajima, but fortunately, it was open 7 days a week. Ito looked at the shopping list that Shinobu had given him. Eggs. Milk. Bread. Flamin' hot takis.
Nice.
The last one had been his addition.
Of course.
He couldn't believe that Shinobu had forgotten to add takis. How did she even make it through law school without me? He chuckled as he walked inside. Just as he was about to grab a card, a man holding a microphone came up to him and got his attention. "Excuse me, sir," he said. "You look like an intelligent young." His voice trailed off when he looked at Ito's horns. "Think. How would you like a shot at 5,000 mora?"
Oh god.
5,000 mora? Ito said. "Hey, that's pretty good." Arataki Ito never backs down from a challenge. "What's the name of the game?" "All you have to do is beat our debate champ in a topic picked by the member of the audience," he said. "If he concedes, the money is yours." "PSSH, no problem," Ito said. "The only thing I'm known for more than my good looks is my awesome brain.
Yes.
I'll show this guy how a pro does it."
Oh my god.
The man led him to a stage that was set up in that Walmart purgatory area where they keep the carts and like 1 or 2 soda machines that are never stocked.
Yes.
There were 2 podiums set up on the stage with microphones, and a big symbol that looked vaguely familiar to Ito, but he couldn't put his finger on it. Ito stood behind one of the podiums, and waited while the man addressed a growing crowd. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said. "Welcome to today's debate. Our guest contestant is here to take on the current champ for his chance at the prize money. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself?" "Heh, of course I would," Ito said, running a comb through his hair. "Most of you probably know who I am, but in case you need a refresher, name's Aratake 1-0 and I, Ito.
Oh, and I.
Inajuma Beetle fighting champion, leader of the Aratake gang, noted war hero, descendant of the, and our reigning champion," the MC said, turning off Ito's mic. "He needs no introduction, because you already know who he is, the 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan." Everyone in the crowd cheered, and Ronald Reagan came on stage. He looked terrible. "Ronald Reagan?" Ito gasped. "The guy who ignored the thousands of preventable deaths during the US AIDS crisis that crippled generations for decades to come. /N. Ito is a certified LGBT ally and is therefore very knowledgeable about the AIDS crisis."
That's amazing.
"Good afternoon, everyone," Reagan said in his evil old man voice. "Let's get this show on the road, shall we?" "He even uses evil old man cliches," Ito whispered to himself, horrified. He would need all of his strength for the oncoming battle. "Today's topic of debate, the rising concerns around fossil fuels,"
Oh my
the
god.
MC said. "Mr. Reagan, as our champ, you make the opening statement." "Thank you," Reagan said. "Fossil fuels are paramount to today's energy needs. Without the Earth's resources, we cannot hope to live in the comfort we do now. No significant research has shown that this is in any way bad for the environment." The crowd murmured in agreement. The MC turned to Ito. "Mr. Arataki? Fossil fuels?" He wasn't totally sure what that was, but he knew what a fossil was, so they were probably around the same thing. Ito said, leaning into the mic. "I get that we need to power stuff, but I think it's pretty fucked up that they're making fuels out of those big lizards. I would have wanted to hang out with some of them." The crowd murmured, but not in agreement this time. Mr. Aratake," the MC said, disguising his laugh as a cough. "That's not exactly what fossil fuels are." "Oh yeah," Ito said. "I knew that. Was just starting us off with a joke, you know." Sweat was beginning to bead around his horns. He had to figure out a way to win, and fast. But then, something even more important occurred to him. "Excuse me, Mr. President," Ito said. "Not trying to be rude or anything, but aren't you dead?" Ronald Reagan chuckled evilly. "I can see why you might think that, son, but no. I used to be, but the wonder of science has allowed me to walk this earth again." "How?"
Oh god.
"Inside my body are dozens of itty-bitty robots," he said, patting his arm. "All controlled by a fellow up in Washington.
Wow.
He pilots them around, and they release samples of his DNA to supplement my own. Good as new." Ito said. "If you say so." Suddenly, Ito realized something, and let out a gasp. "Wait a minute," he said. "I would like to make one more point." The MC gave him a go-ahead nod. "So, if I'm hearing this right," Ito said, "what you're saying is there's another man inside of you." Reagan hesitated. "I suppose you could say that." Ito said, slicking back his bangs. "That's all real cool, Mr. President, but wouldn't that make you gay?" The crowd gasped. Ronald Reagan stumbled backwards, his mouth agape. "No," he said, "this can't be happening. No." The former president collapsed to his knees, racked with homosexual shame. Then his head exploded, JFK style, and his soul descended back into hell. Everybody cheered. "We have a new champion," the MC said, and held up Ito's hand. That's when Shinobu came in. What's taking you so long? She said. Did you get the milk? Don't tell me you, what the fuck? Ito, did you kill former US President Ronald Reagan? Haha, yeah, Ito said. Am I in like, legal trouble? No, that's pretty based, actually, Shinobu said. The Takas are on me tonight. Hell yeah. Ito said, pumping his fist into the air. Gay rights wins again, baby.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
Absolutely phenomenal.
That was a dream I had, actually. Except I was debating Ronald Reagan.
Somehow, that is so bad. Who's Shinobu?
No, I just added that in for flavor.
Okay.
But I lost the debate against Ronald Reagan. It was humiliating.
That's
pretty
not to
bad.
say that wouldn't that make you gay line?
I was too busy with something else.
Victor.
In Mondstadt, a McDonald's has been built in one day while sitting inside. Barbara was eating formed doubles, which are buy one get one for $1, which is a really good deal, and she used her reward points, which she has 7,916 of, that she used to claim a medium fry for free while eating. She stumbled across it. As of a video of Scooby-Doo sniffing and was astounded on how good it was. While known for her kind and gentle nature and her soothing voice, she was fascinated by the way the creator's voice and gentle sounds helped people relax and fall asleep. Barbara immediately knew that she wanted to create ASMR videos herself and possibly become a VTuber, and she set out to learn everything she could about the art of ASMR. She began experimenting with different sounds and techniques using random household items from Shonyu and Chop Suey to Osmonda swine, pickles, spoon doubles, and even using Timmy's pigeons, and soon found that her natural talent for singing made her ASMR videos even more effective. She started to post her videos on Twitch and YouTube, and soon a following began to grow. So much so that her followers would spam go bara bara go anytime she would stream. As her popularity grew, Barbara decided to take the next step and become a full-time ASMR VTuber. She purchased equipment to create high-quality videos and began to stream regularly. Unfortunately for her, being this popular was a problem. She was being constantly harassed and mocked by trolls. It got so bad that she was swatted on stream, but Barbara was determined to ignore the haters because she is a girl boss and continue making ASMR content. After quickly rising through the ranks, she became one of the most popular ASMR streamers on either platform and earned a tremendous amount of money that she would use to buy meta decks in the Genshin TCG. At the same time, a rivalry grew. Another up-and-coming ASMR VTuber, Candace, was climbing up the ranks, threatening to take Barbara's viewers away. They both usually would stream at the same time, and this caused a lot of problems between their fan bases, but Barbara's fans were based and would spam D's nuts and Candace and the Goblin Dragon jokes, and it ruined Candace's career. She was not a streamer anyway. She eventually stopped streaming altogether, and she actually became schizophrenic. She was later hit by a car and her credit score dropped drastically down to around 270, not because she got hit by a car, that's irrelevant, but I just hate her, not because I even know who this character is, but because she's also a water user. That's not Barbara. Anyway, Barbara's credit score was around 850. Also, do you know how to say corn in Cantonese? It's sock my haha sock my nuts. So let's wrap this up. Barbara became so wealthy from her VTuber ASMR streams, she ended buying a mechanical 16th dimensional demon cyborg hybrid vampire succubus clone of the 23 President of the United States from the hit franchise JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run in 1890. Funny Valentine with 2 napkins, one on the left side and one on the right side. Which one would you take? This is society, and Barbara lived happily ever after.
For drugs.
What the fuck was that? That was schizophrenic.
What? Is ASMR your product placement?
Yeah, of course.
There's McDonald's as well. There's tons of other shit that was product placement.
There's the 23rd President of the United States, Funny Valentine. What do you know about the cyborg hybrid vampire succubus clone of the 23rd President of the United States?
The credit score part just killed me.
Honestly, the part about
Not
like,
this guy in my car.
It was like, well, her credit score dropped, but it wasn't because of the car accident.